Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Genlock, apparently, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Hayley Nabuurs.
Hello.
And Andy Potter.
Hi.
Genlock, the series premiere, episodes 1 and 2, we will be getting into today. The pilot, and There's Always Tomorrow. Genlock is Rooster Teeth's new, ambitious new mecha series that we've been hyping up on the Ruby podcast. At the end of the podcast, we've been memeing about it, and we're actually going to talk about the premiere and probably have regular coverage of the show. So, check us out at overlyanimated.com and subscribe to our main feed on iTunes, Overly Animated. Search for that on iTunes, or potentially our Genlock feed coming up, so you can look for just our Genlock podcast as well there. Or we cross-post all our podcasts to YouTube on youtube.com/overlyanimated. So the pilot, the first episode, which by the way is a fantastic name.
Oh my God.
Very original.
I'm so bad with the name because it's actually good compared to everything else they make with names.
You see, it's the pilot episode, and also he's the pilot of the mecha. Do you see that? Do you see that it's...
Yeah, I get it.
I see that.
I get it, Dylan. Don't worry.
That's out for everyone, so you can watch that for free. And then There's Always Tomorrow is up on Rooster Teeth first. I believe all the rest of the episodes will be premiering on Rooster Teeth first. What, on Saturdays? Is it taking Ruby's time slot? I really don't know.
I guess.
I think so, but it came out on right before Ruby yesterday. So yeah, we're getting into these first two episodes. By the way, I'm aware that the picture with this podcast is not from Genlock. I'm memeing. There'll be a lot of memeing to come. There are going to be a lot of memeing, so don't worry about that. Spoilers for the pilot and There's Always Tomorrow. Yeah, make sure you've seen these two episodes. But at first, we'll just give our initial thoughts here. Hayley, much hyped Genlock premiere. What did you think of these episodes? Don't laugh before you even start getting your thoughts.
Not a good start. No, I honestly don't know. Because, I don't know. It seems good and solid and well executed. I have no emotional ties to any of the characters whatsoever right now, which is kind of disappointing. Yeah, and I also went into this having no clue what this show was about, and I didn't realize you two were signing me up for another Power Rangers show.
It's not like we knew that much either, but yeah, you hadn't seen any trailers or anything.
I had no clue. I just thought it was mech battles. I didn't realize the Genlock actually meant your brain going into a machine.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That was new information.
That was insane. I think it was very well executed. I just have no emotional ties to it yet.
Yeah, so it's the first two episodes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Okay, we'll dive into Hayley's apparently complicated thoughts. Andy, what did you think of these first episodes?
I also have a lot of complicated thoughts, Dylan, because my first thought is that I'm fucking pissed this show isn't worse than it is. I'm so upset that it's just kind of
bad.
Yeah, no, I'm really upset that it's competent at doing what it's doing and being fun, but it's also really stupid, and I don't know if it's too stupid for me to like. It's really stupid sometimes. The stupid science they talk about, with David Tennant's character, is kind of grating when he talks about how they mesh their brains with the mechs, but other times they just have amazing fight scenes, and RT is quickly becoming just one of the best animation studios for fight scenes. It's pretty incredible with this and Ruby that just ended. I'm really impressed with that part of this. And it's just Power Rangers, and I'm really upset about that because I know somehow Justin tricked me into watching a Power Rangers show and he wasn't even involved. I don't know how. He was involved in this somehow.
No one tell him that this show's Power
No,
Rangers.
We're not going to tell him. He's not going to listen to this, so we're fine.
No, we're fine.
But he was pulling the strings somehow. He got me to do this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so Andy, you wanted it to be worse. Interesting. That's an interesting take. You wanted it to fail
because I wanted to meme harder about
it. We wanted to come on this podcast and just meme about this show, but it's really a good show. So that's
I know.
It is kind of disappointing. Yeah, and by the way, as Andy cursing alludes to, well, these will be explicit labeled podcasts.
Oh, sorry.
This show is no, you're allowed because they curse on the show too. A very edgy adult show. Yeah.
So edgy.
Yeah, it's edgy Power Rangers. I'm so upset by that.
Yeah, I thought these were actually pretty good episodes. I think this is a very strong premiere for the show. I think they went in some pretty ambitious narrative direction. I mean, it's like tropey, but it's still powerful, like with the fake death and then him coming
They
back.
got me on that. I was not, well, maybe not the fake death, but like I wasn't expecting the time skip or anything like that.
The time skip, yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
It was. I thought it was really well. I think the first episode's fantastic, honestly. And then the second episode's also good. I'm not like crazy about the ending of the episode and everything with the plot at the end with Sinclair and stuff. That I thought was mediocre-ish, but it was still fine. And I think there's a ton of interesting plot elements here. There's like characters who I'm kind of emotionally attached to some of these characters already. There's a few of them. There's like interesting. I have a bunch of interesting theories about what's to come. I love like the future tech that's displayed in the show. Yeah, it's just very at the very least a very firm premiere. Like it's doing a lot of things, and I think that most of those things were at least engaging. Is this like fantastic television yet? I don't know, we'll see. But I thought that I appreciated it for trying so many things and honestly for being so ambitious. And I think that it was really well executed on. And I'm definitely like in for this season of Genlock.
Oh, also, before we get past general thoughts, Dylan, I just want to say this is RT's most beautiful show. Like, I'm seriously impressed with what they did animation-wise in this premiere.
Yeah, I think like we're more used to Ruby's style. Like this is similar to Ruby's style, but we're more used to literal Ruby animation. So this may be something people are like, why does it look choppy? Why do the character models look like that? But yeah, I do agree. Like it's really like well animated and just gorgeous all around. Just the production side. I mean, the animation, the music, all the sound and stuff. I think it's all really, really jumps out at you right away in this like epic battle sequence in the first episode. So it's a lot of showcases for everything they're doing technically with the show.
And they learned how to animate people that aren't just hot 20-year-olds, which is very impressive. It seems like a big step forward for them.
They've broken through.
They broke the barrier.
Yeah, Dr. Weller doesn't look 20, I guess.
And neither did Chase's mom or his sister.
The commander.
Like, there's multiple characters here. It's incredible.
Yeah, wow. Wow, but bravo.
They didn't just make them short.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's the reference to. We might reference the
it's gonna happen.
Things we talk about on Ruby podcast.
I mean, this is going in the Ruby thread.
Yeah, I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in the Ruby feed. Yeah.
Anyone who listens to our Ruby pod is going to hear this.
Sorry. Yeah. Well. Okay. I don't even know what to start with. I guess Hayley? What do you think jumps out at you looking back on these episodes? Is it a character? Is it the fake death? The time skip? Like, what's the biggest thing you think?
I think it's me. I don't know. Like, I think when I was watching it, the whole fake out death and the time skip really stood out to me because I didn't know what was going on in the show and I wasn't really expecting that. And I was kind of surprised that I wasn't expecting that, which is good on the show. I think what sticks out to me is kind of a more general thing, but it just seems very tight. Like everything is like the pacing's good and the voice acting's good, the animation's good, like everything seems good. From a negative point of view though, the one thing that was starting to bug me is that I think they're building up a lot of suspense, especially with like the first fight scene and everything after that, where we're fighting these evil people, I guess, and everything's happening. And it's suspense and it's mystery and everything else. But I have no clue why we're doing this or who we're fighting. I thought they were aliens and bugs at one point, but I think they're people. I don't know. And I'd like just a little bit more explanation because right now it's. I know it's a start, but it's kind of bugging me because I don't know what is happening. Yeah, I'd like to know more about what's happening, which I guess is good. It makes you keep watching, but I would have liked more explanation at this point.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I've been seeing a lot of other people say. We have no idea who the Union is. That's no, what I'm saying.
And that kind of undermines some of the stakes, you know, because in the first opening fight scene, like it was great and beautiful and everything, but the whole time, I'm like, what is happening? Like I was just confused, and it kind of hurt my engagement, despite it being really well done at the same time.
Yeah, they could be aliens for all we know. I feel like we saw them as humans in the second episode, right?
I think we did.
I think so, but then I was like, are they like aliens in the form of humans? Yeah, but that guy with who was evil in the second episode, he was human.
Oh, he was Union. That's true. Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
And there was that one girl that There was the one woman who said that she was Union at one point, but she was human. I think the biggest reason to hide this from us is because there's some moral thing with the Union that actually is pretty good, I think. Like, I think there's going to be a twist here that the Union's actually on the good side. Like, that's really what it feels like to me.
9 minutes in, we're already getting the Union is good theory. That's it. Yeah, well, yeah, the reason that you hide this is because there's moral grayness to them that we're trying to purposely hide from our characters. Definitely think the big twist of the season is going to be that the Union is good and the Vanguard's bad.
Well, and I think the big twist is going to be that Chase's sister is with them.
I don't know if that's that big of a twist, but what? She's purposely with them? Like she's
what's his name? Sinclair said that this is getting way too far ahead, but Sinclair said like, oh, someone's gonna be really excited to see you to Chase.
Oh, that's what he said. Okay, yeah. I mean, the mom and the sister purposefully leave like before any of or at least the mom like is springing into action. So, and then Julian's worried that they're dead or something. So they're definitely alive, and that'll be a thing that comes back. Later. Yeah. Okay. Back to we're going to jump into theories, but yeah,
there's so much.
Yeah, I definitely think the big the connection point for these first two episodes is the emotional stakes of Julian sacrificing himself, coming back, Miranda losing him, like he's back in her life, but he's like only alive in like this tube, and he can like be a hologram everywhere. So I think like that's the biggest thing. Like that's the biggest thing driving these two episodes
which is a good choice, I think, because it could quickly just become like giant mech battles, but to have some heart in it is really good.
Gonna be giant mech battles.
It's also that for sure, but
yeah, I mean we have this big mech thing, and then we have another mech fight, I guess, in the episode. No, it's at the end of episode 1. There's not even that much, but yeah, the emotional core is surrounding Julian and his fate and how he ties to Miranda and everyone else. So, Andy, did you connect to what we were doing with Julian and the twists and him being alive? Where are you with that?
I connected more than I thought with the relationship between Chase and Miranda. Not a ton, but what I really connected to was this really shocking, it's really kind of sticking with me still, just how like much of his body was lost in the crash. Like, I think that was pretty crazy, just that he is just in a tube and he can't really do anything anymore without his mech. I was actually very surprised that we went that far. Like, I watched like another show this weekend that had a person a young man get really, really hurt, and we got some really gory stuff. And this almost kind of superseded it. Like, it was just so much worse. I'm referencing Young Justice. Some people get hurt in that show.
This wasn't as gory, but it was maybe more shocking even.
Yeah, no, I think this was more shocking.
It made there be real stakes.
Yeah, like I was very surprised that he has only one limb left. I don't know. There's just a lot here. That's really what I'm connecting to. Just his struggle to be here, but not really here. Like he just like the way that Miranda just walked through his hologram at one point. Like I felt like that really struck home. Just how. I think that's going to be a central conflict for the show, at least this season, and I'm really interested to see how they play it out.
I think that was a great, I think, scene was when she walks through the projection of him. I thought that was fantastic. That was like that's the cliffhanger at the end of episode 1. Like, how's he here? And that's the main thing driving the emotional core of episode 2. And I think that it's all really well done. And it's like, it seems, even if it's like tropey, it seems ambitious to have your main character kind of, maimed to that extent and like be fake dead and the time skip and how that affects all of his relationships and stuff. So I think all of that was really well done. And that's the main thing, I think, driving my interest in the show moving forward. Like, I also am attached to some of these other characters as well, but just everything surrounding Chase's condition and everything he's up to, I think is currently the main emotional thing that's going to be driving me watching the show. Then we have, and we hit on this a little bit, but him and Miranda's relationship presented right away in the beginning of the first episode, already dating right off the bat. They're at dinner with... maybe my favorite scene of both episodes is the first scene when they're at dinner at his with his mom and sister, but they're only there in hologram form. It's I kind of just wanted the show to stay like that. I was I want it to be like this slice of life. They're in robot training academy, and then it's unshocking. I want them to be in magic school like Ruby. They were that was like so good. They were just at they had this. I thought that was such a good scene. Them at dinner, and then the twist is that they're not really there. They're in hologram form. And then even them back at the base, and they kiss there like that. I really loved all of that. I thought it was great foundation for the show. It really got me attached to their relationship, these two characters, and also the world and the technology surrounding the world. I thought it was like such a fantastic introduction.
I really loved the moment when they like disappeared into the hexagons the first time. You're like, oh, these holograms are really good. Like it was really impressive. Just like how they held out on like them being holograms in that scene, because I think it really paid off well when she just disappears from the seat at the table. I just really liked the way they built up to it.
Mm-hmm. Why is this show so good at like hiding things from us? Like even when the mom came over with only 2 dishes, at first I was like, that's rude. Why is she doing that? And then he like the Miranda fist bumped the sister, and you notice there was like a little blue thing on the hand. I was like, what's that? And yeah, never thought it was a hologram.
Yeah,
like, why is it so good at this?
It is really good with twists. I think like I watched that scene a second time, and it's much more obvious like what's going on. But the first time I was watching, I definitely didn't fully understand until Miranda disappeared what was happening. Yeah. So I thought that was like fantastic. And even though they say a bunch of things that allude to it, it's just like this is such a abnormal thing for us that it's not something we default to interpreting that scene.
And it's the classic thing of like show us rather than telling us what's happening.
Yeah,
which is like exposition, like, oh, holograms are a thing. It shows us, which is much more effective.
It is.
Yeah, I think and they displayed that also with this idol thing that the sister's doing, the game, or live performance, live streaming.
It's unclear if she was joking or not, whether it was just a game or not.
I thought it was a game, but then she alludes to so
we'll being see. A live stream. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Maybe both.
That was another good display of the technology in the future. Just a ton of like hologram type stuff, and we also get
like eye tech things happening.
Eye tech things happening.
Yeah, because that makes me think is maybe it's like rather than it's a physical hologram, it's actually something that only the user can see.
Oh, like they have something implanted in them that lets them see these holograms.
Because apparently that's actually the technology that in our real world that they're working on. It wouldn't be a physical thing. It's something that you see because of the tech in your eye.
So it's like Google Glass. It constantly implants in your eyes.
But actually better.
There's a lot of shows about that. And definitely
really,
could see that.
Really well done in this.
Yeah, with the nano. Speaking of and this is 2068 is New York 2068 is when we started. So I guess 2072 is when most of the show is going to take place. And this nanotechnology seems to be a big thing also. With the
aren't the suits? The suits are no. Which is the nanotech?
The nanotech is the clouds of smoke.
The clouds, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really understand what their suits are yet, but the suits that connect to the holons. We'll get into that, but that's a big thing, and the Union has harnessed this nanotechnology for evil, or at least weaponized it, and also the Union. I feel like the iconic thing about the Union, as far as like these spider walk air robots, that's like they have those, and they have like the giant robot things as well.
See, here's the thing, Dylan. If the Union is good, they've done a horrible job of branding because they picked like the scariest things to choose for their like army.
Yeah, we should work on that when we join the Union and their marketing department. Yeah.
I immediately going into their marketing department and say, like, we need to change things, guys.
Does seem scary with those type of robots and stuff. But then that's the Union, and they're attacking, and the Union has made their play. And the Vanguard is the ones that are protecting. I don't know if it's the official military of, like, the U.S. or if it's just, like, a organization that's stopping the Union. Don't really get into any of that, but I think it's fine.
Apparently, Vanguard means you're up front.
Okay.
So you could be like in the vanguard of an advancing army, or the vanguard of a movement. You're at the front of that.
Yeah.
So is this just a division of the quote unquote good guys?
Could just be a division of a bigger thing, but they do seem to be, their purpose is fighting Union and stopping their advancement.
Yeah.
And then we get this Battle of New York. And
destroyed the Statue of Liberty. Very dramatic.
Rip. It's the Union wins, and then Julian is like sacrificing himself to save everyone, despite going against orders, and that's where we cut off. I love the ambition of getting into this battle in New York. I do think I got lost a little bit in how long this was, and
same.
Yeah. I think it was a lot for me right away before I knew what was even happening. It was like, well done, this battle, but this was maybe the weakest part of the first episode for me.
Yeah, this was where I think what I was saying earlier, where I'm just confused. It really happened during this fight, because at first it was like, oh, okay, cool, we're like diving into it. But yeah, it just went on so long. And then there was the whole something that was the bomb thing.
Yeah.
It was playing, and that was a big plot point, it seemed like, and we were supposed to know what it was. But yeah, I think it's really admirable on the show to try and not like hold our hands through the whole storyline, but we need a little bit of something to keep us.
Yeah. And I think it was just for this thing. I think that was like a one-time thing.
Maybe, I don't know. They focused on it for a while and didn't explain what it was.
But so I mean, it was. I think they just wanted to start the premiere off with a bang. They wanted to start off with like a big fight,
and they succeeded.
Yeah.
And it also like, sorry.
I think future fights will have the emotional connection to the characters, so it won't be a similar thing to that. Yeah.
I also think this fight is so long because this is a fight that we're probably not going to see again, because this was like a jet pilot fight. We're going to see mechs in the future, and I think they wanted to like flex this type of battle for as much as they could, if that makes sense. Like they had these like fighter jets, and they were like dodging through the city, which I think was there were some really cool shots in there that were like these really high stakes, like fast moving, like fights through like skyscrapers and stuff. And I really liked that. And we're going to get more, I guess, just mech fights from now on instead. Yeah.
It's also to give us like kind of a context of what is like the reality of this world as well, is that there's stuff like this happening, you know?
Yeah,
like this is what they're fighting,
and that's a good point. That Julian's like the Air Force pilot, and she and she's like a mech pilot.
Is Miranda now a pilot? Did they say that, or
she's? It's unclear. She seems from the opening to still be a mech pilot. Like, yeah. But
she isn't a Holon pilot, which is a stupid name for a robot, but that's neither.
Right. That was something I noticed. I only understood watching the intro, because we don't know who the Holon pilots are after episode 2, but Miranda's not one of the 5 Holon pilots.
No, they're the ones that are in the intro going through the like tube.
Yes.
Rainbow tube.
Yeah, Miranda's barely in the intro. She's is at one like very short shot when we get into the main set piece of the intro. But
they credited Dakota Fanning like with Michael B. Jordan in that scene. Did you notice that?
Yeah, the rest of it's confusing because it's confusing because the rest of the intro mostly has people's faces on screen, who their characters are.
Even like 3 random side characters. So.
Yeah, but she's not, because it didn't fit in with what they were doing with the intro, so that was kind of weird. Yeah. I have thoughts on Miranda, I guess. Like, we can get into it now, I guess, because I thought she was like potentially the character I was most emotionally invested in, I think, throughout these first 2 episodes. I think like she's the emotional core of the episodes. Her reaction to Julian leaving, like Julian is like the stakes are behind him, but it's Miranda's reaction and him leaving her life and then coming back into it. And I think we're totally in on the way she reacts to him just suddenly appearing. And I think that's like the main thing driving the emotional force behind the episode. So I thought that was great with her. The thing that jumps out at you looking back on the episode, it's like, oh, this was a good character. I was really connected to her. It's like, oh, literally everything in these 2 episodes was about Julian with her. Like, there's literally not one thing that does not involve Julian involving her. And even when you get into the intro, she doesn't seem to even be that much a part of the show. Like, she's in one like shot. So it's definitely worrying. It's like, oh, Miranda's just the love interest. There's not much here.
Which is disappointing, because she could have been really good, because she was offering us like the emotional moments. So rather than it just being, oh, we're back and like we got this cool tech and it's awesome, she was showing, no, she's been emotionally affected by what happened, right? It like brought it down a little bit, but maybe she's gone now.
So the first I was like, oh, I guess she's going to be a lesser part of the show as it goes on. Maybe that's a thing animes do, like, is they sideline female characters pretty quickly and just focus on the males. I think there's a twist here coming with Miranda.
She's Union or something.
No, I don't know. But I think, like, basically it's everything is pointing at her being less of a focus. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there's a lot of reasons to believe Miranda is one of the main characters, if not the main character of the show moving forward. So I think that there's going to be some sort of twist that thrusts her back in the spotlight. Like maybe it's just as small as she ends up piloting a Holon as the season goes on. But I think, she's credited as the second main, as Dakota Fanning is voicing her, like she's the main focus of this first episode and most of the second episode. Like
they're not just going to get rid of her. Like there's something going on there.
And on top of that, she's portrayed in these episodes as actually competent at being a soldier in multiple instances. Like I really hope she's not sidelined, because it's just such a classic trope to have this like really like battle-hardened woman be sidelined by like just random men all the time, and I don't like that.
Well, also she was the one that they like, I guess the army wanted to greet the doctor and the Holland people and stuff. So she's got some role in that. Maybe she'll just serve as like their connection to the rest of the army. And
I think she's also supposed to be training the new Holland pilots.
Yeah. So if she's like their like trainer, that would be cool. That'd be a neat role.
Like maybe she becomes like the person who plans out their raids and stuff like that. Like
she's the Allura of the show. She's going to be
there. You go.
And then she'll get into a pilot seat at some point, right?
Yeah, so, she's like Oracle from Young Justice too. That's what I'm expecting. Like she'll be like ordering commands to them while they're doing stuff. That's what I'm expecting.
I think that's minimum. I think what's going to happen is like she's going to have a prominent role despite not being in the main action. I also think this is a character that's primed for some sort of twist considering her role right now. But yeah, the second episode focuses a lot on Miles, our favorite Miles' character, Migas. He's instead of Miranda, and I was like, wow, that's striking. And why do I care about Migas?
I don't.
Yeah, so that was I think. That was a striking choice. I'm not sure why so much we did that, if not just to focus on another one of Julian's relationships other than Miranda while she like simmered, I guess. But also we're building up this Migas character a little bit.
Because he's like our comic relief, I guess.
You gotta
have some.
Is he? I don't know.
I just assume he is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, there's also the risk that like maybe he's getting lines here because like he just costs less for voice acting than Dakota Fanning. Like there's also that possibility.
No, I think that's not a thing. But yeah, we should talk about that for a second.
I don't know how it works. Like, I'm not sure.
I think once they're on the show, they're on the show. I think that is like this is Rooster Teeth's first SAG voice actor series, and
how did they get all these people?
So I think what happened.
How is Tennant in this?
Yeah, well,
I'm still reeling about
so David Tennant's on one of our other shows we cover, or two of our other shows actually. So he's doing a lot of voice work, but I have some theories about him regarding his role here, but he's also on Final Space and DuckTales, so that's not that surprising. Basically, Michael B. Jordan signed on to start with, and
Maisie Williams, like, she's in Game of Thrones.
The biggest name is Michael B. Jordan. He's like a huge movie star now. And the reason he did this is because he's an anime fan and he wants to.
Well, they listed him as a producer as well.
He's
also an executive
producer.
No, yeah, they also like used his production company and they like co-produced it technically with his production company. So they got him involved from the start, and then since he's involved, then you get people like Dakota Fanning. That's more of like David Tennant. He's doing other voice work. He's a big name. Dakota Fanning, I'm not sure has done too much voice work. She's done a little bit, but that's pretty big. Maisie Williams is prominent to us because of Game of Thrones. And then there's also other people as well, other pretty decently big names here. But yeah, just Michael B. Jordan still anchoring the show, still pretty shocking.
That's wild.
I think he's great here. It's a pretty more of a subdued performance than I was expecting, I guess, from him in like an anime lead, but he's like a cool main character playing it cool, kind of subdued. I thought it was effective. Everyone's kind of playing it down, honestly. Like no one's really ostentatious. Like Dakota Fanning is very subdued as Miranda as well. I think that fits that character a lot, and especially David Tennant is very low key as Dr. Weller.
They're really playing it like live action, almost.
Yeah.
Rather than animation, where they could be at liberty to be a little bit more wild,
I thought they were going to play this up like crazy Power Rangers hammy, and they're just avoiding that at all costs.
No one's hamming it up, really. Yeah. Like, even Maisie Williams as McLeod, like that's the hammy character, but she was like bouncing off the walls a little bit, like that character needs to be, but it was pretty low key still.
And I'm not even sure if that's like I want that or not for them to be kind of hammy, because like in some part of me, like this is a fun, like I want this to be a fun show about mech battles, like just make it hammy. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious to see like if they can keep up this tone and do it well.
Like a serious approach to that trope is really odd.
Yeah, the impression I get from that is that they're treating it like a serious dramatic show, as opposed to like this hammy mech show. Yeah, which I think works because these episodes are good. That's a lot to live up to. I think is treating it like this like serious drama. With like
it doesn't really match
dialogue.
with the intro, but that's
that's another thing. The intro really is just a Power Rangers intro. That's the most. It just doesn't mesh well.
Like the brightly colored mechs where they're like, and then fly off. That was
Yeah, let's talk about the intro. We've been referencing it. I love this intro song. I think this is fantastic. I think this intro is expectedly phenomenal. I don't know if it's like as good as like some Ruby intros or stuff, but I think you could say it doesn't match the serious tone, but I think it's really entertaining at least.
I think my favorite part is the bit where they're going like through the rainbow thingy.
Yes, through the rainbow thing. We don't know what that means yet because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen that happen yet, but yeah.
No, but that really stuck out to me.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. And then I think the set piece at the end in like the desert or whatever, I think that's really good. And we see all the Holons in action. We haven't seen that yet. Okay, let's talk about the Holons, kind of the Genlock concept. You Genlock to Holon. Your mind Genlocks to it.
Oh my god.
He uploads your brain, and as Dr. Wells is explaining, so this is Avatar, but instead of blue people, it's robots.
It really is Avatar, though.
Can I just say that Dr. Weller was like, it's called Genlock, and he just like didn't extrapolate on why that's the name at all. Like he just said it's Genlock, and I'm like,
cool, Andy. It's cool. That's
but what does Gen mean? What does lock mean? He didn't go into
Genetic
it at all.
lock.
Is that what it is? That
is it?
What he said.
Did he say that?
No, he didn't say that. But
you're just making stuff up.
What else would it be?
This isn't Ruby. We can't just make up stuff. And
you think the show's not going to make sense? It's going to make stuff up. Okay, we can. That's what's going to
happen.
happen.
I think that's pretty solid. It's a genetic lock of your mind to this thing.
This isn't aura and semblance. We're not at that level yet.
We could be.
Genlock is the semblance of this show. That's definitely what's happening. It's like if Ruby was called Semblance, we'd be so mad. But it could be though.
Yeah.
I want it so bad now.
No, you don't want that. Oh my god. Okay, what do we think of these
so bad. Ruby sequel Semblance.
Yeah, that's the spinoff. These Holons, they're special robots. We haven't seen too much. We saw Julian's Holon in action when they were getting the refugees.
We saw a second Holon. We saw, I forget her name, the woman who came with
Yellow.
The yellow one. Yeah, thank you, Haley. The yellow one.
Madrani.
Yes.
Madrani.
Saw Madrani's one as well. We saw both of theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have issue with the Holons.
Why? What's your Holon rant? Give it to me.
So they seem to be very important. Clearly, the show's about them, but I don't get why they're so good. Like they're a big robot. They're also fighting in other big robots. Like, why do you need to have Genlock thing happening? Why can't you just have a person in it? What advantage does that give you?
Right? Big robots, they're fighting other big robots.
Yeah, like, what change would there be if there was a person in it, moving around, doing his thing, versus them, like, going in with their minds? I guess they're saved, like, they aren't going to die if the machine dies.
They tried to convince it in the fight where, because the Holon gets hit in the pilot, and nothing happens because there's no human there.
There's only so many Holons, so if they get broken, it doesn't matter if the person's dead or not, really. They still have to build a new one.
There's also this other wrinkle where the Holons seem to have like better armor than the mechs that the military use.
Why don't get that and we're good to go?
Yeah, why don't the mechs have the same armoring? Like it's just like there's multiple upgrades to the Holons that don't make sense. Why they didn't just put them on?
And why do the pilots need to wear a fancy suit as well? They're not actually there. They could be in sweatpants. Like, who cares?
See, I'm okay with that. That's like Power Rangers part of this. Like, I'm okay with them having stupid super suits because it leads to some
there.
But like. They make no sense. They make no sense at all.
I think this is a very big flaw that's in the heart of the show. They need to show us why we're doing this and why we're like 4 years later doing this.
Hayley, you just have to accept this. This is how mech shows work.
I don't know if I can. It's bugging me.
Wow, this is it.
All mech shows work.
Haley can't watch anymore. Okay, I love that rant of genuine confusion. Like it wasn't even like indignant. It was just like I really don't understand.
I don't get it. Like why are we putting all this money and time and energy into this when we could have just used the technology that you're using here and apply it to like on a mass scale to all your other equipment.
Okay, I have a few responses that I'll try to answer on the part of the show.
Explain.
Okay, number one, we don't know yet. That's the first answer.
Okay.
Because I think
Number
we
two,
haven't really
cool.
explored the Holons. So when we might get more information. No, the cool
Apparently,
is obviously
I
the real
googled
answer.
Holon as well. Apparently, it means simultaneously one and whole.
What?
Okay, yep,
Or-
that checks
yeah.
out. Yeah,
So,
sure.
that's a thing.
You're one with the robot.
Yeah.
Number two is that I think that this is like secret experimental military tech. I think like that's clear from Dr. Weller
Yes,
being
for
part
sure.
of the experimental science unit. So they have like newer tech. So it's newer at the very least. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I understand that doesn't explain everything. Number three, is like the show tries to sell us that there's some sort of special thing because the pilot's not there. Like but I think it goes beyond that. Like the connection between the robot and the human makes for some special like advanced fighting.
But it makes it move better. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
right. I don't know.
I think
But if you can teleport someone's mind into a piece of metal, I think you could make like the gears move a little better on your other machines, right? So
Right. I think the show. I think like it wouldn't be that it's a technical gear difference. It's just that the mental, the gen lock,
neuroplasticity.
the gen lock means that the robot can move faster than otherwise. So,
Yeah.
I think the real answer is Dr. Weller just like really likes to watch robot fights, and he's always wanted to see one in real life.
Also, hot take. I feel like Dr. Weller is evil.
Oh, it's Hayley stole my
Oh,
hot take.
sorry.
No. Okay, let's talk about Dr. Weller because
That may come into play next episode. Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
No, this is my big hot take of the okay. David Tennant's here as Dr. Weller. We love David Tennant, and this he's pretty low key zany professor, but he's not too zany, and we get the sense that he's smart, and that he's the head of this experimental science unit. He's doing everything there. He's created these Holons, and his big move is he gets this traitor Sinclair in episode 2 to upload himself to the Holon, even though he knows he's going to die. So he's also kind of cold blooded a little bit.
Very cold-blooded.
Someone, like just straight up.
Yeah. So, yeah, Andy, considering you have not posited that Dr. Weller's evil yet, what's your take on him?
I think that there's not a lot for Weller right now. Like sometimes he jumps into like this crazy mad scientist type character, which is kind of fun. But then he like doesn't go very far with it, like in terms of being reserved. Like he doesn't go very deep into that, and so I'm kind of unsure where he's going. If he is evil, like Hayley posits, like I think that makes sense for what's being portrayed here. But I'm just still not quite sure where we're going with him, just because we haven't seen a bunch of him yet.
Yeah. Okay. Here's why he's evil. So this is a meta argument, and so it's kind of unfair because the show is hiding it pretty well. The thing is that this is such a subdued performance from David Tennant, and I've seen David Tennant in Final Space, and he's so evil, like with that character.
He's so good at playing.
Like that, and that's the reason. Is like you can get David Tennant to play this like very subdued background wonky scientist. We also don't have a villain yet. Like that's a big thing everyone's talking about. We don't know the Union. Like. This is David Tennant is doing this. He's purposely playing it low key, and then he's going to go crazy with his voice later, and it's going to be very Final Spacey, and he's going to go way over the top. He's going to be very villainous. Like that's the biggest thing is no villain. Union's been underdeveloped. They're probably like better than we think they are, and
They're like
also
the fake villain.
Yeah, and then also David Tennant, I think is one of your reactions probably watching the show if you're a David Tennant fan is like, oh, there's not that much for him to do here. So I think there's more to come with that. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think he's evil.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. I think at the very least, we need a villain, and David Tennant I think makes sense for what we've seen.
I really just want him to just be David Tennant as a villain because he's so good at that. Like Kilgrave and Jessica Jones, like that's also it's a different villain, but it's also as Kilgrave, he's like a very quiet, calculating, rational sounding kind of villain, you know? So I think this is different, definitely. It's wackier and he's a mad scientist, but same kind of idea like you're saying. Like he's quiet and you don't really notice him, but he's actually very evil. And we get things like when the guy went into the Avatar thingy and died, he like that was a dark framing of his face.
So we already know he's capable of
he was very dark there. So I think it would be good and effective to have him do that.
I think that's what's happening.
And he'd be an actor who could carry it.
That's the biggest thing. Like if there's a villain, we have like our big name actors are the main characters on the good side. So unless there's a surprise person coming in later, I think it's one of these people.
And just the fact that Dr. Weller, like, well, you could just say it's because it's the military and they're being secretive and stuff, but he just shows up 4 years later and he didn't let Julian talk to anyone during that time. Like, he could have, probably, like, maybe confidentially, I don't know, but it seems like his motivations, or not motivations, but he's not acting in a nice way necessarily in every sense. So
yeah, and so also here's a potential way we go. If he's evil, he controls the Hollands.
Yes.
He could poison the Hollands, turn them evil. Miranda's the only one who can stop the evil Hollands now after Dr. Well. So I think that's a way to go with Miranda stepping into the spotlight. Also, he can make Julian evil because he's like has complete domain over Julian.
Yeah, they put a lot of trust in him because he has total control of their minds. Like,
and Julian can't run away or anything. Like he's stuck here.
Right.
So there could be a lot of drama from there. Along with Dr. Weller meter is Madrani, the second Holland pilot. I think she is very cool. We don't get a ton of her, but I think she stands out.
I like her like double, well, maybe not double agent, but like she used to be with Union. That was neat.
Yeah, that was a reveal. Didn't really go anywhere, but
no,
yeah. But I think she's the tough gal, right? Like she's the she's the I think we're predisposed to like this character. I think she's pretty cool. Her and Madrani Miranda, very similar names.
Why do this to us?
Also, definitely shipping them, right? We're shipping Madrani and Miranda.
I was trying so hard to find people to ship in this, and I couldn't.
Well, there's a main couple that kiss right away in the show.
But whatever. I don't care.
What? They're so
I want purple one to get with someone.
Purple? Who's purple one?
That's
I don't know. She's Russian? Is she Russian?
Yeah. Valentina, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't see much of her.
Who's
the red one? Who's the red one?
Japanese guy.
Yeah, okay, Kazu. Yeah. He's we don't. I don't know
We're
much
not
about
calling anyone by their names, guys.
Kazu
because they're all just Power Rangers.
No, those are their names. Those are the character names. Kazu
no,
and
they're
Valentina.
red, purple, blue.
Okay, but we don't know much about Kazu and Valentina yet. But yeah, Madrani seems cool. The new pilots that we meet, the new recruits coming to the Anvil.
Can I say, I'm so happy they are here and all here. Episode 2. We don't have to have like 4 episodes of like, let's find them. Like, let's just get started,
Or like one
especially because we saw them. Like we saw them in the intro. It's not like a shock, who they are. I think it's way more effective to just have them be there and start those character relationships and go.
I'm glad. Yeah, but the Anvil apparently is the what's
base.
It called? The Vanguard base. Yeah, the Vanguard base. Okay. They're here. We got Kazu, Valentina. We talked about them a little bit. I don't have much to say about those two. Although except Kazu speaks in Japanese with subtitles because this is an anime.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. I don't understand why there's a Japanese man here, or I don't understand why there's a bunch of different countries. Armies here, Dylan.
Yeah, what's the whole? Because this seems like a very American battle, but
is the Union just an American thing? Have they taken over other countries?
Yeah, that's what that seems to imply to me. Like this is a world war, but from what we've seen in the show, it looks like it's just a civil war. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like
other than maybe some background maps, I don't even know. But we haven't seen anything about other countries.
No,
and he also made
some very explicit.
But we have
Civil War references too.
It's strange. We have Iranian, Ukrainian, Japanese, Scottish. There's just a bunch of different,
very very diverse cast, which is great.
Very good.
Definitely raises the question of how the whole world interplays with what's going on here and how it works in the future. To that Civil War thing that Hayley talked about, we had the Underground Railroad that they said.
Oh my God!
The refugees came on.
I was like, what?
The other side is also called the Union.
Yeah. I think they're trying to be I don't know. And then they also had a refugee crisis happening and stuff.
This is another reason to think the Union is good, by the way, is because really the Union's bad and the Underground Railroad's going away from the Union. That seems so stupid. We're not really doing that, are we?
It's I think they needed to think a little bit more before they named this, unless there's more.
Why would you do this? Like, even if you're trying to be subversive and you're going to have a twist and it's going to, like, just don't do it. It's like, there's no payoff to naming it the Underground Railroad.
No,
like,
because they called the other team Vanguard, so, like, they could do anything.
Or just name it something other than the Union. That's all you really need to do. That seems easier, to be honest.
No, the Underground Railroad part is the problem. Like, that's the explicit Civil War connection. Like,
well, yeah.
Don't do that. I mean, they said it once. It's not the hugest deal, but it's just like, it seems a little tone deaf.
Yeah, it does.
Just unnecessary. Yeah.
Anyway, the other new recruits, we had Sinclair, who turns out to be evil, and the biggest one, McLeod, Cameron McLeod. I don't know if we hear her called Cammy in the episode. She's mostly just called McLeod. That's Macy Williams' character. Apparently she's 17 and she's like a hacker. We think we see her hack a little bit.
I have a lot of confusion about Cammy as a character.
Okay, Same. What's your confusion about Cammy?
Okay, before I get into the real confusion, I just want to say she obviously plays Magic because she knows what a Karen is for some reason. And I don't know why anyone would know what a Karen is unless you play Magic.
Well, that's just like a Scottish Celtic thing.
Oh, right.
Like, I know what a Karen was when she said it.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Well, I mean, I did too, but I do it for other reasons. But the real reason I'm confused about Cammy is they designed her suit with bunny ears for some reason.
Oh, that drove me insane.
And I'm just like, why did they invest money into their like special program to make sure this 17-year-old girl had a bunny?
I wanted to like her. I wanted to like her so much. Yeah. But then she has these stupid bunny ears, and now I don't like her as a character anymore.
Her giant neck has bunny ears too in the intro. Did you see that?
It's so annoying.
I'm looking for
knows that, but that's so annoying.
It does.
She has bunny ears on her suit so she can control them in the mech.
Honestly, it's so annoying because it's
she does, yeah.
I get it. It's like anime and it's fun and wild and stuff, but we were saying this isn't that kind of show, and it's also so annoying because she could be like a really cool, awesome, like young female character that's like really smart and stuff, but then she's got bunny ears and it's just like, oh, we totally undermine all her integrity. Like, you can have bunny ears and be whatever, but it's just annoying because it's such a trope, you know?
Well, the thing that annoys me about it, in that you kind of touched on, Hayley, is that like we're trying to play both sides here with the crazy hammy costumes and setup, but we're just trying to play it straight. And you need to give me a little more to play it straight with stuff like this. You can't have floating
green ears all the time.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, that honestly, out of all, like, that drove me up the wall because I wanted to like her, but that just makes me not like her.
Interesting. So I didn't even notice that. I see it now when I'm looking in the intro. I didn't even notice this that much with her. But yeah, I understand these complaints. She also has like a little robot dog in the intro, by the way.
Okay, I'm ready for the robot dog.
Whenever she built it, that's cool. It's the fact that she was designed specifically with these are so annoying.
Yeah, it is.
So
okay. These are valid complaints. That being said, I'm standing her. Obviously, like this is the best character.
Dylan, she's just Penny from Spider-Verse. She has a stupid like animal companion that's going to help her pilot her mech. She's just over the top like anime. Like that's all she is.
Andy, we have a different character that's talking in Japanese with subtitles in this show, though. That's not Penny, though.
But he's like not. He's completely different from that archetype. He's the least. That's the stupidest part about this. They purposely got a Japanese person for this, and it's like, let's make him as little anime as possible on purpose. Which I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's a strange choice.
He's probably, we don't know anything about him yet. He's probably a little bit anime. He's a famous anime voice actor.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Macy so far doing a great job with Cammy. I think this character a ton of like potential. I mean, we'll see how they handle this cutesiness stuff.
I really hope they don't lean on it too much because I want to like her, but that's gonna bug me.
Yeah,
we'll personal preference too. Like some people like it, but yeah,
some definitely dangerous territory. At the very, I thought it wasn't nothing just stood out to me as terrible in the second episode that she's in. I thought that she was. I guess I did the bunny ears. I didn't notice them that much, but
they stood out to me. But I think their introductions of all the characters was good.
Yeah, I think she seems like the biggest, most important one too of the.
Yeah, and it was good too because they, like we were saying earlier, it isn't. They weren't like, oh, I'm this person and I do this and da da da. Like they were just interacting with each other and we were learning things about them through natural dialogue for the most part.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that, and I really like the shot where the guy that can't speak English like leaned over onto the purple Valentina. Is that Valentina? No, I'm mixing them up.
Yes.
The
No,
purple
yeah,
one.
Valentina's purple.
Yes.
Okay, or she leaned onto her, and then like he spoke, and then we saw through her eyes the like translating software. I thought that was a really cool touch. Us seeing the first subtitle through her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool stuff here with them, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of these characters, especially it seems like Cammy's going to be the most main character. Interested to see how much we're going to see of Kazu and Valentina as well, because I don't have a lot to say about those two, but
I think they're going to be pretty background.
Yeah.
And yet Miranda doesn't get a hotline.
No.
Like that's suspicious. Anyway, last character to talk about, I think, is the Colonel Raquel Marine. She's the one who's in charge and making speeches and everything. This isn't airspace confusion. I think that's her. And yeah. So she's cool, I guess. You know, she's not a ton there. She's just in charge. Is she evil though? If Dr. Weller's evil, is she evil? I think that's a question.
I think that she is not evil, but she is like involved in like because she knows about what he's been up to, so she's involved in that, but she doesn't realize that it's evil. Or if she saw anything that seems suspicious, she just brushed it off as like, oh, we got to do whatever we can do to defeat them, you know, like rationalizing bad things by that.
Yeah,
but I don't think I think her motivations are she needs to defeat the Union, which is good. They're presenting to us, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I am completely convinced she's going to die because this voice actress for her also voiced Sienna Khan. So I'm just convinced she's going to die, like at the drop of a pin.
Okay, so she's going up in my like list then if Sienna Khan voiced her.
Like she's voiced a lot of dubbed anime too. Like she does Bulma from Dragon Ball Z. That's probably like the most recognizable name for her.
I think she comes across sympathetically. I think the least sympathetic thing is that like she knew about the Genlock program and didn't tell Miranda that Chase is alive.
Yes.
That's pretty cold-blooded, I think. It's a secret program, but she knows, she's their boss. She knows Miranda and Julian were dating, probably. Although I think they talk about like hiding it in the beginning too, but yeah, so it's I don't know that's maybe a bad look, but in general I think she's competent and sympathetic and on the good side and stuff. Not a ton there, but so far seems like a steady presence. Like there's this character in Voltron when they went to Earth, and she turned out to be evil. So I'm a little bit like jaded because sometimes these characters like when they make the head military person a woman and they make her like super competent and stuff, it's like, oh, but she's evil. So I hope we don't do that, I guess.
I think the thing is that a lot of this episode rests on the like it works because you have to be invested in the idea that this is all military. Like people are listening to their like. They're following the hierarchy very strictly. Yeah. And so I'm expecting them to throw the hierarchy into like shambles. So like it makes sense that she would be evil, like from that standpoint. But because we can't just keep this like hierarchy for the entire season. It just doesn't make sense from a narrative perspective, I don't think.
Yeah. Is she in charge of the Vanguard? Is the Vanguard just someone's army, or is it her army?
Well, since we found out that Vanguard means front line, I'm thinking it's like the Vanguard of whatever their group is.
I think at the very least she's in charge of all of the Anvil. She's in charge of all the Anvil. I don't know.
She's in charge of the Anvil. Yeah, I agree with that.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know what more if it's more than that.
No. Yeah. What's the Union against what? Because it's clearly international, as we've seen.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. And
why are we fighting? Where's Florida? Apparently
Florida's not there. I didn't really notice that, but Beatrice.
I didn't notice that either.
They mentioned it's a little bit in the 2068 fight in New York because they mentioned a seawall. So I guess global warming has risen the sea level around the world a bunch, and so Florida's gone.
I think New York would be one of the first.
Well, I mean, they had the giant walls up, Dylan. Like they were fighting.
Oh, they had walls. Okay.
Yeah, they mentioned the sea walls right before Razzle died.
Gotcha. Rip Razzle. Razzle was cool.
Lindsay did a good job voicing Razzle.
Ruby. Yep. Bring her. Don't kill Ruby. That's not nice. But
wait, she was voiced by like Ruby Rose's voice.
Yeah.
What? I missed that.
Yeah.
I gotta check that again.
Yeah.
How dare they? Like no.
So you can't kill Ruby.
She was just doing her normal speaking voice, I think, for that one comparatively.
Yeah, Ruby
That's
voice.
Why I didn't notice then.
Yeah. Okay. And then the end of this episode, Sinclair is the Union spy, and then he gets Dr. Weller gets him to do the get into the Genlock stuff. This was the weakest part, I guess, of the episode for me. It was like, oh, okay, this is. It was
happening. To show us that like you do actually have to be matched, I guess, right?
Right, but I feel like that's not a big enough thing to. No. And also, it felt unrealistic. Like, really, he would just jump in the thing.
It felt strange. I don't know what his plan was.
And also,
he's still in the tube. Even if he gets the robot, he's still in the tube. Like, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
But then also, like, so I guess he killed the actual Sinclair.
Yeah.
Isn't there a photo of the guy? The original guy? Yeah. Like, I past that?
I think the implication is that he's wearing, like, a hologram over his real body, or he's using nanotech to disguise who he is.
But we might get into that there when he died, so, like...
Well, I mean, it's only been a couple of seconds. Like, maybe next episode we'll get into it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it was fine. I'm not saying like this was terrible or anything, but I think I was like gripped by most other things that are happening in these episodes, and then the end lost me a little bit. With some of this stuff. I did like that the one white guy in the entire show is the evil one in the episode.
Yes, that was pretty good. I agree.
So I guess he's dead now. So then there's just the three of them, and then we have our next time we have to do our Genlock team or our Holon Genlock team, with the three new ones plus Julian plus Madrani. So we got to get training on that. We got to go down the tube. All that I think probably.
Oh, do you think the tube is a real place in the show?
Like the rainbow tube?
Yeah, I think it's probably just an intro thing, but metaphorically,
it's like a depiction of what happens. But you don't actually see it.
But no, we don't know that because, like, in Voltron, they have those stupid tubes from the castle. Like, we don't know. Maybe they have.
Usually in robot shows, they do go down something,
and they need like a I don't know, like a whatever it's called, like the suiting up scene or like transformation scene,
so they can reuse some assets.
No transformation. Oh god! Well, the show of transformation sequences. 100% going to be
a combination transformation at some point in this show. All the Holons are going to combine.
Oh wait, no! Don't Voltron the Holons. Oh no,
Dylan! It's Power Rangers. They always combine.
Definitely happening. But we probably won't have a transformation scene because Julian went into the blue one, and that would have been a good moment to have it if they're going to have it, right? And they didn't.
That's good. So, that's a good point. They didn't have like his brain go through like a thing or anything like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm worried. You brought up Voltron and transformation sequences.
Why do you care? Why do you care, Dylan? You signed up for Genlock, a stupid mech show. Of course there's going to be stupid transformations.
These episodes, they weren't that stupid, though.
But Dylan... they had stupid bunny ears for one of the girls.
I didn't even see that. I tuned that out apparently. Like I didn't even notice that.
I don't know how you did that. By the way, they were so prominent.
They were there.
I'm like so used to anime that I didn't like that. This is like so normal to me. This didn't even register.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even notice. Moving independently, like on her head.
Well, she's Blake. That's why. That's what's happening.
No, but she's not cool. Sorry.
No, she is cool. Come on. She's cool. We'll see. We don't know yet. Okay, Hayley, any final thoughts on these two episodes of Genlock?
No, I'm excited to learn more about the other Holon folks. I have hope for this show. We'll see. I have no clue what's going on really, but I like our theories and yeah. Woo! Genlock.
Okay,
it's better than I expected. I kind of wanted it to be more ridiculous because that would have been more fun for like watching and podcasting, but it's actually good, which is weird. So
Genlock actually good, says Hayley. Okay, yeah. Andy, final thoughts.
Just that I want to reiterate again that I really liked this Madrani Sinclair fight. I thought that was an amazingly choreographed fight, even if the actual like scene around it wasn't that amazing. Like I think the actual like fight choreographers did a great job for it, and it was really cool how they used the environment of that hallway. And I just mean the RT team like is just getting incredible with fight scenes, and so I'm just really hyped to see an actual like mech battle because the Union's going to have mechs too, and we're going to see dumb mech fights at some point, and I'm excited for that.
The Union's going to have evil Holons.
Oh yeah, that's how this works. They're definitely going to have evil Holons. That's how this works.
Oh wait, his sister's piloting one of the evil Holons.
No!
That's why I said this is the most anime thing ever. Chase is going to have to fight his sister like a dark Holon, but he's not going to know it's his sister, and then he's going to. like crush her Holon, it's going to be revealed, and it's like, oh no, it's his sister.
Okay, that's definitely happening. Yeah.
Like, it's the most absurd show ever that's being played as straight as possible. It's crazy.
I think when Dr. Weller turns, he's gonna have his own Holon, and it's gonna be like even bigger.
Oh, do you think Dr. Weller was piloting the giant like spider thing in New York?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe he was the
He was
flashback,
working on
and
that.
he was the one that killed Julian or something. I don't know.
Or if it's related to like he made the nanobot thingies, because that's seen maybe.
But
connected
he's
to mines.
the smartest guy. Maybe he made the nanotech too.
Yeah, and like also the fact that that big thing shot down Chase, it would make sense how he got to Chase in New York. So I really don't get how they got to Chase when like the
right
there.
Yeah,
it
that's
really
true.
makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Dr. Weller's evil. Julian's sister is going to be piloting a Nega Holon.
And there's going to be Nega Voltron, don't worry.
Nega Voltron and normal Voltron. We have all the theories down. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Genlock was fun. I'll keep watching. We'll probably keep having coverage of this. We'll see if I'm on the future coverage. Even if I'm not, I will be watching the show. So you can we could come to our Discord if you want my Genlock thoughts in the future. If I'm on the podcast, I had overlyanimated.com/Discord. Not that I obviously like to show you. We just have a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, hopefully get some continued Genlock coverage to come here, and let us know your thoughts on the Genlock premiere on YouTube comments on this video, or at overlyanimated.com in the video there. On our Discord, like I mentioned, you can support us via Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Phonician, aka Fusion, and thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Hugh. Check out our RWBY finale coverage if you've not already. I assume you have, because only RWBY fans are going to be listening to this, obviously. Are people Genlock fans that aren't RWBY fans? Like,
I don't think that's.
I think you hear about it through RWBY.
Yeah.
Well, that was their main advertising. Like,
But apparently there's a Genlock ad on like Toonami last night. Like they've been advertising like on actual television too.
Yeah, well, this is the.
But Dylan, you're also straight up using a scene from RWBY as the picture.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
No one's gonna know the difference. It's fine.
No, honestly, I looked at it and I knew it wasn't that, but like it could have been that.
There's gonna be a big Chungus on Genlock at some point.
Yeah, how did we not see? Yeah, which of these robots that we saw is the big Chungus?
Oh, the big spider that took out the statue.
No. The big Japanese robot in the intro. Like he has like a big clunky red one that has like a giant sword. He's a big Chungus.
He's a big Chungus? Okay. Yeah. What defines a big Chungus?
It has to be slow and like move. It moves slowly, but it also moves.
So the Atlas robot is a big Chungus.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, also, I forgot about this, but at the very beginning, like backtrack, guys, to the fight when the things that Miranda pilots, the like ground walkery thingies. So the way they're walking with their funny little leg, hip, thigh things is the same as the big Chungus from RWBY.
Oh my god, is it? Is it like
it is? And I remember commenting it on RWBY, and I was like, "It's walking really weird," and it's the exact same thing.
Oh my god, they just
little things are big Chungus but small.
Oh my gosh,
they are.
Are they? We'll have to fact check.
They
this.
totally are.
It does look like big Chungus. Yeah, the Miranda's thing Chungus. Does. They do little Chunguses. Yeah,
they are little. No, it really though. They're like, we need to have a side by side comparison because even the person is sitting in the same area. Like it's a little different, but it's very similar.
Yeah, the normal Vanguard ones, the Miranda pilots in the intro and in the New York. Yeah,
they're baby chunks.
Little baby chunguses. Okay, there you go.
You think they grow into big chunguses at some point?
I think they do. They must combine into
eventually.
One big chungus.
Oh my god!
It's like all the rubies in Steven Universe. They combine into one big chungus.
Yes.
Ruby, yeah. Okay. we solved it.
We got off the rails.
We got it. We got there. We had to mention Big Chungus at least once, or Needle would have been disappointed. So I think we got that in there. Okay, so I think I did the outro stuff already. So
yeah, we did.
Check out all the stuff at overlyanimated.com. Yep. Subscribe for future Genlock coverage. Thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.